Hey guys, made it to part 3. So this is where all the excitement happens. We're putting windows on this roof. This is really what I was excited about in part 2, but I just didn't get to it. And I didn't want to seem let down at the end, but I kind of was. So let's get those windows on that roof. Oh, wait. Before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my video. All right, now let's get to work. All right, so here we go again. Is it 47? Is it 43? It's got to be 47 or it's got to be 43. Yeah, I don't want to do math anymore. So what I did, I'm trying to get a board that has this angle on it. I set up the rafter in my shop, I put it against a post, made sure it was level. Once I got it level, this is the end of my rafter. This is also level. So now I'm just taking a board that simulates the board that I'm going to put all the way across. I put it on this piece, and I take my square that I love so much. I make my mark. Man, can you even see that? Make my mark. Now, I'm just going to set my table saw to cut this angle, whether it's 47 or 43, and I'll move on. Oh, hey guys. I was just putting on these boards on the end of the rafters. These are just temporary boards to hold the 2x4 in place. That will be holding the windows in place. I'm going to put this 2x4 on here. I'm going to screw it in pretty good. Last thing I want is a quarter of my windows sitting on the ground when I come out in the winter. Well, here we go. I spent a lot of time figuring out how I wanted to do this. Now I could have put these windows in like a recess, could have nailed something onto the side of the rafter and put these down inside the rafters. I didn't like that because it took a lot of material. In the end, I decided to put them long ways. I set them right on top of the rafter. They're going to meet up on the rafters. And this also, now that I've increased the pitch of my roof, it fits almost perfectly. So once again, this took some math. I figured it out, used that SOHCAHTOA calculator on the computer, and this just worked out. This is the right solution for me. Take some time to think about this if you're going to put windows on a roof, because you don't want them to break, you don't want them to fall off. This is a big deal. Make sure you get this right. Alright, so you can get the basic idea of what I'm planning to do right behind me. Ran into a couple problems. Not severe, not major. I got this lip on this window, which I thought I could get around. That's just the regular lip like you push down or pull up on, right? Pull up on in this case because it's a sash. It's not working for me. I thought about putting it up and maybe it wouldn't interfere with the roof later, but I can't take that chance. So I'm going to take my grinder, cut all those lips off. The other thing I ran into, just to be safe, I added another 1/4 inch to my spacing. Well, that 1/4 inch is coming back to bite me. Now I have to make up for that 1/4 inch spacing because everything else worked out just right. I didn't need that margin, but man, you hate to need it and not have it. In this case, I'm just going to put some spacers in there. I had some old pieces that I cut off of some 2x6s that is about a 1/4 inch thick, and I'm going to put it in those gaps just to hold the spacing, and then I'm going to screw them down, and then that washer on that screw will hold down the windows. So that's my plan, and moving forward. All right. Oh, right. Yeah, just got done taking those lips off those windows. I don't think there's anything holding us back anymore. Let's go ahead and install them on the roof. As you look down here, you might realize there's not much bracing on these rafters. Well, that's what I'm here to fix. I meant to do this before I started putting windows on the roof, just because there's a little bit of weight concern. But more so I can take all this temporary bracing out, make it look nicer, make it look like the greenhouse that we wanted. So I'm just gonna put these pieces in here. I'm not gonna talk about 43 or 47 degrees. I've already cut them, already measured them. I'm just gonna throw these in all the way down the row. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I made one more change. I'm gonna take these bottom rows of windows, I'm gonna put those on the top row. And then as I put the paneling on, I'll slowly put that bottom row on as I go across. I think this will really benefit me in the long run. I also made one more change. So as I'm taking those bottom panels and I'm putting them up on the top, I'm gonna flip them over. I kind of debated back and forth which side to put down. But in the end, I think putting the other side down is the right answer. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh. Hey guys, so originally I had this side up because this is the outside of the window. I thought, well, it should be on the outside. But the beautiful part about this side is there's no little piece to remove in order to remove this pane. So as long as I put this side down, there's no reason why this pane should come out. On this bottom side, you can see this little strip. If this pane was to be broken or cracked, you can remove this strip all the way around and you can take this pane out. Well, that's great, good feature, needs to be in there, but I don't want this on the downside of my window because mainly I don't want the possibility of this window pane falling out. So we're gonna flip those over. We're also gonna move these little babies right here. So they're messing up my spacing. I wanna put that 1/4 inch spacing all the way along there to seal it up a little better. These ain't gonna work. These are messing me up. Also, this side of the window seems to be a little thicker than the other side of the window. So I'm matching up the thicker side with the thicker side and the thinner side with the thinner side. That way that screw and that washer is set flush, really holding that window in there. All right, I hope this is the last change. We're gonna put on that first row. We're gonna put on that second row as we're putting on the roofing, and we'll be done with the roof. Finally, maybe. Or maybe we'll do different stuff or change it. I don't know, man. This is the vinyl that's going on top of the windows that's on top of the roof. Now, no matter what kind of paneling I do on the roof, I pre-drill it. And I pre-drill all the sheets for that side all at one time. I stack them on top of each other, make sure they're all lined up, and drill all my holes. Now, I may have to drill a couple more like on the end pieces later on, but these are all the ones that go straight across the roof. Now, it is important that you get your latch straight. Take your time to do that so that all these drill holes line up. Now, this is not required on a metal roof, but I highly recommend it. That screw will wander all over the place, or you won't get it through. You'll have to tap it with a hammer. If you do this, get your line straight on these panels, that line looks nice at the end of the day. All right, so make sure you pre-drill. Let's get these panels on the roof. Hey guys. Well, we finally made it. Put on that roof, front and back. This is the big event that I was really looking for. This is one of the two things that I was super excited about. So now that we got this roof on, part 4 is going to be that front and back side, which you see that I partially started, but I'm really excited about that roof. So there was a couple things. You remember when I said to be safe, added another 1/4 inch to my spacing? Well, that 1/4 inch is coming back to bite me. Well, that didn't come back to bite me. That actually helped me out. So I do recommend leaving a little bit of space. You can fill it with a spacer if you need, but if you don't need it, then you have that space to absorb. Some of those panes, I'd say about 6, if not more, I didn't have room for that spacer. So I set it right on that 2x4, butted right up against the other window, and it was just the space I needed. So that really helped me out. Keep that in mind. Also, you saw me go through 6 steps. A lot of those steps were putting the windows up, taking the windows down, putting the windows up, moving those windows, moving the windows around a couple more times. So if you could avoid that, you'll probably be a little more efficient than I was. My goal is to give updates once a month on how well it's doing. We're going to try it with no heat at all. We're going to try it with conserving some of the energy during the day and releasing it at night. And we may even try, a little wood stove or something, which would be nice to sit and look at anyway. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, definitely hit subscribe. If you're not, still hit subscribe. And we'll see you in part 4 where we finish that front and back wall. Also want to give an honorable mention to Matt Giffen, our 100th subscriber, which is it's a big deal to me. Thanks a lot, buddy. And thanks to all of you who've subscribed. Keep on sharing it, keep on pushing forward, keep on building. All right, guys, till next time. Thanks a lot.